What's up, guys? Happy New Year 2013 at the moment. Obviously, we're on New Year's Eve 2013. It's going to be ticking over for quite a few different countries into 2014 in the not so distant future. So a big Happy New Year's to all of you guys. Obviously, a lot of you will probably be watching this before it ticks over to New Year's. So if you're going to go out tonight and go crazy and have an absolutely fantastic time, please do go ahead and do that. But just please try and be as safe as possible. Obviously, people do get a little bit crazy on New Year's Eve. So just take care of yourself, have a great night, and I hope you really enjoy seeing in the year of 2014. 2013 for me, I would have to say, has probably been the best year of my life. I've had an absolutely awesome year this year. There was a year a couple of years ago when my dad had a really bad motorbike accident, which kind of put a downer on the year and sort of a certain amount of time around it. But that's now in the past. Things have moved forward, and 2013 was just an absolutely fantastic year for me in regards to pretty much absolutely everything. 2014 I'm looking forward to hugely. I've got some great sort of work things coming up, and also I'm going to concentrate more than I ever have before on my YouTube channel, or channels if you like, in 2014. So I'm going to try and keep up the daily vlogs right the way through 2014 as much as possible, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on my main channel. Going to be getting in fantastic products all the way through the year, so really looking forward to that. And obviously it's all going to be in 4K, or the majority of it is going to be in 4K. So for me, I'm really excited about 2014, and I hope all of you guys have an absolutely fantastic 2014 as well, and achieve everything that you want to. Now, another thing I was going to talk about in this video, obviously I did my video yesterday and I had a bowl sitting on top of my MacBook Pro, which some people decided to go completely nuts about. It's a bowl, it's a metal laptop for God's sake, so get over it. But the other thing was, there was a few people in the comments having a debate again over the whole sort of Apple versus situation, and the fact that Apple products cost that little bit more than all the others, and why would you pay it that extra money when you could build one yourself and all this kind of stuff. So I thought I would just chuck my 2 cents in. And you know, obviously choice is choice. You know, you can decide to do one of these boxes here and build your own Hackintosh if you like. You may hate the Mac operating system, you may much just prefer Windows, you may prefer Chrome, who knows, and that is your own choice and opinion, and we should all appreciate that everyone does have their own choice and opinion, and that's what makes the world diverse and interesting. So this is by no means saying you should do this or you should do that. This is just my own personal take on it. Now I'm going to discount iPad from this, because for me, when it comes to tablets, there really is only one choice, and that is because the apps on the iPad just blow everything else out of the water. The Android apps, the tablet-based apps, are just so short supply at the moment, and even when they do them, they're just nowhere near as good as the iPad version. Like for me, Android tablets are just not in at the moment, and in fact nothing is. And the new hardware on the iPad Air, in terms of pretty much everything, just destroys everything else that's out there on the market today anyway. So we'll discount tablets. Phones. Now with phones, you know, it obviously comes down to personal preference. Do you prefer Android? Do you prefer Windows Phone? Or do you prefer iOS? The hardware is not necessarily a big issue for most people. It's really, you know, what user experience they prefer. The only thing I would say on the Apple side of things, that for me says that, you know, you should, not should, but it's worth the money to pay the little bit extra for the Apple phone, even though a lot of phones now are actually more expensive than an iPhone. But let's say the iPhone is more expensive than a certain device, what you're really paying for there is not only the build quality, which is exceptional. Only one other phone in the world is up there with the build quality of the iPhone, and that is the HTC One. But the actual warranty that you're getting on it is phenomenal. In addition to the normal warranty now, whereby, you know, if something goes wrong with it, you can literally walk back in within the first year or 2 years, depending on your country, and they will literally just give you a brand new phone, and you're in and out of that shop inside 10 minutes, is hugely beneficial. when something does go wrong with your phone, let's say for example you've got a Galaxy S4, when something goes wrong with that Galaxy S4, the rigmarole that you have to go through in getting that thing fixed is phenomenal. I know lots of people who have had it, lots of people have talked to me about it and told me their experience, and it's terrible. You're lucky to have the phone back inside a week. You can't just walk into a shop and walk out with a new one. And the extra money that you might have paid for your iPhone over and above your Galaxy S4 when you bought it, let's say it's £100 for example, trust me, when you're without a phone and you've got to ring all these different people and have all this grief, you would gladly give someone £100 to just swap your phone. You know, that's my own sort of thoughts on it. And on top of that now, Apple even do this special Apple Care contract like I got with my phone, which means that if you drop it or smash it or lose it or anything whatsoever within the period of that particular contract, you pay about, I think it's like £60 or something. You literally walk in, you pay £50 and you get a brand new phone, no questions asked. And again, that's just a phenomenal little bit of extra service that Apple have added on top of their existing incredible warranty. Apple have the best customer service and the best warranty in the world by far from anywhere that I've ever seen. The only other company that I think comes close is Amazon. So that's in terms of a phone. Now in terms of computers, it gets a little bit more complicated because of the operating systems from different machines. You may well be a Windows user, so Apple devices may just not interest you in the slightest. One thing that an Apple device does give you is the ability to choose between both operating systems. You can either have OS X or you can go for Windows. And for me personally, and I've used a ridiculous amount of laptops and Ultrabooks over the years, the best experience of a Windows device is on an Apple laptop. That beautiful trackpad, the keyboard, everything about it gives you a better experience than I've ever seen on any other Windows targeted device. So you're going to get a great experience from both Windows, and you've got the opportunity to use Mac as well, which is based on a Unix type product, and for me is much more stable and gives you better performance as well over a longer period of time from a similar hardware. So in addition to that, you can add on to the fact that you've also got that incredible warranty again. Now for me, let's talk about the Mac Pro, for example, that I'm going to get. The first thing to say is that all of the big websites have gone out and tried to spec up an equivalent PC with the same parts, and every single one of them has not been able to get it for the same price as the Mac Pro on all the different builds. So straight up, the Mac Pro is not more expensive, it's actually cheaper, and I could name at least 8 websites right now, including people like BGR and a whole bunch of other big ones that have not managed to get that price below. The second complaint is quite often that you can't upgrade it. Well, with the new Mac Pro now, it's just been proved that you can literally pull out the processor, the memory, the SSD, the graphics cards, pretty much anything you want, and just change it around as and how you wish. But forgetting all of that, the big reason that I have a Mac Pro as my main machine, forget power or anything like that, is about the reliability and also the warranty that you get. Now this machine here is my workhorse, you know, the Mac Pro under the table. I use it for, you know, 8, 10, 12, however many hours a day, and I've had that one for 3 years. So if you think that that device costs £2,000 and then you spread that over 3 years, that is actually works out a fairly small amount of money per month. Now in addition to that, if I ever have a problem with my Mac Pro, I can literally walk into an Apple store and they will either give me a brand new one or they'll fix it there and then, and I'll walk straight back out again. And that warranty can go on for 3 years with Apple Care. So that is huge for me. You know, yes, okay, I could have saved a few quid and got a Hackintosh that is actually quite unreliable in comparison. You know, I've tried it, I've used it. It's not anywhere near as reliable as my Mac Pro. And in addition to that, you've also got the situation whereby, you know, however much I earn an hour, for me to have no machine or have to send it off or go out and buy replacement parts or whatever it means, if I've saved £200, £300, £400 on that machine when I bought it, if it goes wrong for just a couple of hours, I've earned that money back straight away. And that's the way that I look at it. It's not about, you know, saving the odd pound here and there. Right the way through life, you will most definitely find that you get what you pay for. Very few things are overpriced and very few things are underpriced, and for me that's just the way it is with Apple products. But anyway, I have gone on and on and on, and I hope that wasn't kind of preaching. It was really just my opinion on it and how I sort of justify it to myself. I hope that makes sense to a lot of you. That's just the way I look at it. It's basically, I can't be bothered with the grief when something goes wrong. It's the hugest reason. You know, if you break a screen or drop it or something goes wrong with it and you've got to send that phone off, send that laptop off. You know, I've had Dell things where you've got to send them back and wait for them to be fixed and all this kind of stuff, and it's just an absolute nightmare. And my time is my most valuable asset that I've got, more valuable than money. So for me, anywhere that I can save time and be efficient is a huge saving for me. Anyway, guys, that is it from me. Have yourselves an absolutely fantastic New Year's Eve. Please do be safe. Look after yourselves, and I will see you all in 2014. Peace.